Yeah, so my presentation is about becoming better at Facebook ads, just period. And I'll just get right into it. Yeah, so I mean, this has been said multiple times, but it's like really a point that's like hit home for me recently. So I've been trying to think about things differently in Facebook ads. I'm gonna keep it really, really simple in this presentation. And like, there's a lot of things that I've had discussions with Nahama about in terms of like changing the conversion actions, optimizing for more events inside of the actual platform. But I just want to go through really a couple key points that I've thought about over really the past, I'd say, month or so. But like I said here, I don't have all the answers, but we just need to think differently about how we're managing this. Yeah. So when the whole thing was going on, I had this feeling. I was like, and Isaac said this, and Patrick's even said this about. But for whatever reason, my dumb boy brain, I thought that I might just be like 10% better than the, like not like the rest of you, just like 10% better than average. But that's just not true. I'm not that good. So these were my thoughts. So what did I test? I tested an audience. Why did it work or why did it not work? I don't know. Let's test again. And it was just like a really bad cycle and like something that like it was partially to do work because they needed work done, but it was also like just an attempt to get them somewhat off of my back and also try to drive performance in the account, but it wasn't healthy. So I've really taken a look into what I was doing and thought about this a little bit differently, and I've started to implement some of these changes in my accounts. So the first thing, whoops. So this is really backwards. It's just like the Y meme. Yeah, there's no sound. Yeah. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, it's okay. Anyway, but dynamic ads. So like one of the comments that was made by our POC was the fact that she didn't like running dynamic ads because she didn't like not being able to see ad performance, and she wanted to know, you know, what copy's working, what creatives are working. But when you're testing an audience, that doesn't matter. Like we're at the end of the day, we're testing that audience because we want to see if the audience is effective, not if the copy is effective. So why aren't we using dynamic ads more? At the end of the day, typically when we get on to a new client, we have about maybe 4 or 5 creatives. But like when we go into the account and we're running Facebook ads for the first time, or we're trying to develop something, we're running those 4 or 5 ads anyway. Because of liquidity, we really don't care what's going to perform as long as it does perform and we get some semblance for audience. After that point, and if you can tell if an audience is effective, then you can go into ad testing. I just think that we waste too much time trying to decide what ad is going to hit what audience instead of just focusing on one thing at a time. And again, I mean, this applies to the never that I always get wrong because I might be.
No, never always.
I just said I always get that wrong.
No, you can't.
You never always get it wrong.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Anyway.
You sometimes always get it right.
Perfect. But why do we, I don't understand why we're doing this consistently where we're testing ads while we're trying to simultaneously test audiences. If we have like an idea, if it's prospecting or remarketing, there's going to be 3 to 4 ads that you're testing anyway with 3 to 4 sets of copy. Utilizing dynamic ads just seems like a layup at that point. And then from there, once you get an audience that's a winning audience, go through and test your ads. So then strategic audience testing. So with the account, it was a huge account and there was a lot of different things going on, like location, there was like mix of lookalike audiences, there was a mix of interest targeting, there's a bunch of different things going on. It came to the end and we decided to consolidate the campaigns down, but at that point, this was something that I was going to implement. Fortunately, we did not get to that point, but testing out things diligently. So if you're testing a 1 to 3% lookalike audience, then develop out from there. So layer into that group a 4% audience, Layer in a 5% audience. Watch performance from that point on and make a decision on whether or not that is going to perform well. Interest targeting, the same thing applies. If you're going to test one core interest target, then layer in the additional interest targets from there, and you'll have success. Because if something's performing well, you know it's performing well, then you can start to develop from there. You can layer in additional interest targets, watch performance, and then make a decision whether or not that's going to succeed. And the last thing is ad set level budgets. I don't know if a lot of you use ad set level budgets, but I think it is really key, especially with audience targeting. Most of my presentation has been about audience targeting, maybe mainly because I shy away from creatives. But with ad set level budgets, you can tell performance from specific audiences over time. And you can make the determination much faster if this audience is going to work than if you're using a CBO. And thank you. I don't know if this guy can. There's no volume. It's unfortunate.